Good evening, good day, God bless you, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I pray the good Lord is blessing you abundantly. A unknown prophet, Fred Watkins, coming on with a word that I find interesting, as I do most of them. But I will make a comment that as I look around at what's going on now, it seems truly like the earth is groaning in agony. There are volcanoes popping up everywhere. There are earthquakes taking place. There are floods taking place. It just goes on and on. Snow where there's been no snow. Heat waves where there normally aren't heat waves. So I just throw all that out to tell you that it appears truly like the earth is just groaning. And I'm not sure what it's groaning for, but it's probably because of the things that we're doing. Anyway, enough of that, enough of my babbling here. I am bringing you a word, and on the 29th, okay, I'm bringing you a word that I received on the 24th of this month, January 24th, 2025. I am giving it to you on January the 29th, 2025. And it basically, the Father's saying, try to view everything through spiritual eyes. So let me proceed with what he gave me here. As I was waiting on the Father for the vision, because he had told me he had something for me, I suddenly realized I was looking down on the tops of trees in a forest, just extended in all directions, except for a road that came down through the forest. And as I watched, the Father said, watch what I show you. Suddenly there was a black pickup truck coming down the dirt road through the trees. It came to a stop, and a man got out and walked a short way into the trees. He stooped down and was doing something, and I realized he was starting a fire. He was starting a forest fire. As it began to blaze, he ran back and got in the truck and drove off. He continued down the road away and then stopped again and repeated the same act. Getting into the truck again, he drove off until he came to a town or a settlement of some size. And he drove into the town until he came to the fire department. He parked and went in. I realized he was apparently a member of the department. It wasn't long until I heard the siren blast and saw the firemen running out to the vehicles leaving the station, and yes, he was one of them. At that point, I could have given an explanation of the vision. But I told the Father, I don't want to do that. I want you to say what you want to your people and tell them what you're trying to say. As I sat writing this, I said, here I am, Father, what would you say? He said, son, you truly could have written the explanation yourself. However, I will add more to it. Yes, what you saw was a pyromaniac setting fires and then going to the scene to fight them because of his love of fire. I showed you that vision so that I could relay this to my people. Much of the burning of California is because of what I have shown you. There are among several of the fire departments, there are those among several of the fire departments who are pyromaniacs, driven by no less than the demonic, who have gotten control of them. it will be found out that one is actually a fire chief in his department. Why am I showing you this? I want my people to understand that it is not all nature. It is not just something that happened. Yes, the winds and the weather were critical to it. And yes, the lack of water was critical to it, and it should never have happened. Financing was in place to resolve that, and it was never done. The reasoning for the failure to set in place must be answered by those in the California government. They are as guilty of the loss of lives and property as those who set the blazes. However, all of that was taken into account in the planning of the fires. They waited until the conditions were right to cause the largest fires and do the most damage. The pyromaniacs, because of their love for the fire, and the demonic, for the damage they could inflict and to people they could kill. This country of mine, son, is now fighting a major war with the demonic. And they will and have pulled out all stops to do damage where they can, because they know that they are fighting a losing battle. There will be more of this type of physical damage resulting from the spiritual battle, but they will not win. I will win. I and my people will defeat the demonic attack by prayer and the understanding of my people as to what they're fighting. You are not fighting flesh and blood, but you are fighting spirits, using flesh and blood. With that understanding, we will move forward and we will break the hold of the demonic control of this country and drive them out. Not everything that takes place that is bad is of the devil. But if it seems extreme, look at it carefully and seek information from me. Know that my hand is on this, and know that we will win. I simply desire that you, my people, be aware and continually fight with me to bring about the victory. Be aware in the Spirit at all times, and remember that I am with you. I will never leave you. And I tell you again, we will win. That's the word of God that I received. And note carefully that he is saying that everything that happens that appears to be horrible is not demonic. Some of it is natural. Some of the fires were natural, but many of them were not, apparently, from what he's saying, what he's telling me. Look at what happens. Look at what's going on. Assess it in the Spirit and seek God's answer. But be willing to stand and pray against the demonic where he gives you information or shows you that the demonic is involved. We need to stand fast and we need to fight hard. Because as the Father said, they have pulled out all stops because they know they are losing. And that should make you smile. Unknown prophet, before I sign off, we are having a meeting tomorrow. It is a Q&A, and we will be doing communion. So bring your bread and your wine, your bread and your juice, whatever it is that you use, and be ready for communion and join us. We look forward to it. Unknown Prophet Fred Watkins, signing off. God bless you.